The northern coastline of the Strait of Hormuz is highly mountainous, and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps uses this terrain to hide heavily fortified concrete missile bunkers deep inside the rock. Standard U.S. power projection relies on aircraft carriers striking from hundreds of miles away. However, enforcing a total blockade requires a persistent physical presence inside the 21-mile-wide strait, waters far too confined for a $13 billion supercarrier to navigate safely. At its narrowest, the strait is only 21 miles wide. Large tankers are confined to a strict traffic separation scheme, a 2-mile-wide inbound lane, a 2-mile-wide outbound lane, and a 2-mile buffer in between. Ships caught in these tunnels have virtually zero room to maneuver. Iran controls a triad of heavily armed islands, Larak, Keshem, and Abu Musa, that sit directly on the edge of these routes. Together, they create an overlapping anti-access and area denial bubble that completely covers the transit corridor. Each island has a specific tactical role. Larak sits right at the throat of the strait for close quarters intimidation. Kesh serves as a military hub for heavy anti-ship missiles, and Abu Musa acts as an early warning center, tracking Allied warships long before they enter the shipping lanes. Because carriers must remain at a distance to stay safe, their response time is too slow to counter swarms that can reach a cargo ship in mere minutes. This creates a tactical vacuum that forces the U.S. to abandon traditional carrier strikes in favor of a specialized 4-phase blockade strategy. Phase 1 establishes the picket line. The Navy relies on a wolf pack of 4 to 6 Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers to hold the front line. These destroyers create an invisible dome over the strait. Their collective radar coverage ensures that nothing flies, sails, or launches from the shore without being detected within seconds. Beneath the waves, Virginia-class attack submarines patrol at 400 feet. These vessels are completely invisible to the IRGC, serving as the silent hunters of the blockade. Their objective is to find Iranian Kilo-class submarines and destroy them with Mark 48 torpedoes before they can relay mines into the deep channels. Even with the surface and deep waters monitored, the entire operation is held at risk by the thousands of static, hidden killers waiting in the shallows. Iran has dropped thousands of contact and influence mines throughout the strait. These are cheap but lethal devices that can snap a ship's keel or disable a warship with a single trigger. The Independence-class littoral combat ship acts as a robotic mothership. It anchors safely outside the active minefield, while its specialized drones clear a path for the rest of the fleet. The clearing process is strictly calculated. A 39-foot unmanned boat crawls across the surface, towing sonar that traces the seafloor, while an MH-60 Seahawk helicopter scans the same patch of water from 100 feet above to look for floating threats. To reach the deep minefields, the Navy launches the Knifefish. This robotic submarine dives into the danger zone to identify buried mines in cluttered underwater environments that human divers cannot safely reach. Finally, surface drones drag an influence sweep system through the water. This device mimics the magnetic and acoustic sounds of a massive warship, tricking bottom mines into detonating harmlessly in empty water. Clearing these mines is the most grueling part of the blockade, and it leaves the fleet exposed to the next threat: boat swarms. The Iranian Mosquito swarm consists of dozens of fast attack craft and suicide drones targeting a single ship from every angle. These boats use their speed and numbers to make targeting a nightmare for ship-based guns. When the swarm is too large for the ships to handle alone, the U.S. calls in the A-10 Thunderbolt II. Its ability to fly low and slow provides pilots with the visibility needed to pick off small, fast targets. Pilots first use Maverick missiles to disable boat engines from a distance. Once they close in, the A-10's 30mm Avenger cannon fires depleted uranium rounds that can tear a fiberglass speedboat to shreds in a 1-second burst. Phase 4 adds the AH-64E Apache Guardian to the mix. Operating right at sea level, these helicopters launch from amphibious assault ships to chase down individual boats using Hellfire missiles and 30mm chain guns. The combination of A-10s at medium altitude and Apaches at sea level creates a death envelope that no small boat can survive. The final tactical hurdle comes from the shore. Iran uses mobile trucks to launch sea-skimming anti-ship missiles like the Noor and Ghadir. which fly just above the waves to evade radar. U.S. destroyers use advanced interceptor missiles for defense, but in a prolonged standoff, the ultimate solution must be offensive. To reach the sources of these missiles, the U.S. relies on the GBU-72. This 5,000-pound precision-guided bomb is designed to smash through 160 feet of earth and 20 feet of solid reinforced concrete. These munitions penetrate the subterranean mountain bunkers and trigger massive explosions that wipe out the missile launchers before they can fire. A blockade in the Strait of Hormuz is defined by technological attrition. Success depends on stealth, robotics, and bunker-busting power in perfect synergy.